Welcome back to Dead Good Book Reviews and a brand new reading vlog here on the channel. Reading vlog number 18. If reading vlogs were years, it would have matured into an adult. How interesting. It's Monday. Weekend reading, pretty good going actually. Finished Traitor to the Throne, you can't see it but it's there. Finished Hero at the Fall. Overall, had an enjoyable time reading the series. Won't say like I was there like, ugh, when will this get done? I don't think it had the emotional payoff that I remembered it having because of my lack of connection to the main character, Amani, who I didn't really get on with this time around. I just found her kind of like, Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. I really liked her when I read her originally, and I think I'm just distant enough from it now that I can't get past a lot of her kind of fixed ways, I guess, and I never really felt like I got to know her that well, which is very odd given that it's a first-person series, you know? So I think they are fun books to read one time, and I will do an overbooked video for them, but I don't know if I'm gonna read them again, and I might pass them on to somebody who will enjoy them more than I will. It's a strong YA trilogy, it's fine, I just have read better things since then, and I can live without reading this one again. In the world where there are finite numbers of books one can read in one's lifetime. You're getting a sneak preview. Actually, it's not a sneak preview. You're getting another look at my TBR. That video is already up if you want to go watch it. But this week, before we get into the goodness of here, I have a couple of last bits I need to read for April, that's the month that we're in, and I'm going to try and read them all before Friday, which is the end of the month. So we have The Tyrant, Barry Cormorant by Seth Dickinson. I am about 7% of the way through that. I'm reading that on my Kindle and I'm very much enjoying it. Is it confusing as heck? Yes. Do I think it's maybe doing a thing that I don't necessarily get on with in fantasy? Maybe that's what's happening, but I'm not judging it yet. The other thing that I need to read this week are Animorphs 21 and 22. That was very Portsmouth, that came out of me then. I don't know if I'm going to get to them. I'm not going to force myself to because I think that is a surefire way to ruin my enjoyment of the series forever. If I can get to them, it would be nice to. I'm going to see how I get on with Seth Dickinson. We'll see. We do have the fun of our annual let's have people come around and remind us that we don't own this house and tell us if we're keeping it in good nick or not, despite the fact that we live here and it's our problem. I love renting, it's so much fun. To be honest, for once in my lifetime, my reading room is not in a complete state of disarray, which never happens, but that's where we are, you know. But I am hopefully gonna have a very good week. I have had a consideration about why I've been getting so many headaches and why I've really been struggling with reading lately. How much time do I have before my meeting? We're good. So yeah, I've been thinking about it, and I think, this is my theory, that it's because my glasses prescription is just about going out of whack. Like, I've had the emails from the people saying come back for an eye test. I have one booked in, but it's not booked in until like the end, not middle of May. It was the first time I could manage to sort it with my schedule. So I think that I've been subconsciously going, gosh, my eye strain is getting really bad. It's hard to read. I've not noticed this like consciously, but I've just been like, well, I won't do that then. I'll sit and watch things that are less stressful on my eyes and not want to do that. And I think it's been that, like, my brain knowing it's going to give me a headache. So I've switched to reading stuff on my Kindle for a bit because then I can make the font super big and also it's backlit, so it's a little bit easier. So that's why I don't know if I'm going to get to any of this in the next few weeks, because I think I'm going to focus on some of the review copies, and thankfully, if you watch that TBR video, there's a lot of them to get through. So yeah, that's just my little bit of insight. I hope that's what it is. I think it's going to be that combined with a couple of other things, but that's what I think has been really making it difficult for me to want to read over doing other things. But we'll see. I think that's everything that I wanted to talk to you about this Monday morning. I'm going to get on. I'm going to see how far I can get with Tyrant this afternoon/evening, and we'll see how the week goes. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, happy Wednesday. Controversial. I forgot to vlog yesterday. Oops. I spent a lot of yesterday doing very manual work admin, which sapped all of my brain away. So that was my day. I am around about, I think I'm just shy of the halfway mark. I think I'm probably like 48% of the way through Tyrant, Barry Cormorant, and I've seen online somebody has been sent their review copy of it from the people who will be sending me my review copy. And I think we might have another broken God situation of I'll finish the book and the next day it will arrive in the post. What can you do? I'm enjoying it. I really like the series. It reminds me a bit of how, it's not in terms of the content and not in terms of themes, etc., but in terms of how I felt reading it, of Gideon the Ninth, Harry the Ninth, just in terms of my brain does not absorb this much detail and this much information and this much everything. I cannot keep it all mapped in my mind. I really only retain what you are telling me about right now, and if you jump perspective, I'm going to forget what's happening in this perspective until you pick it up again. So I don't maintain that kind of nuance across things, I guess, which is probably not best for a series like this, where you kind of need to remember everyone's, what's the word I'm looking for? Intentions, motivations, that kind of thing. You need to know what's everyone doing, and I do not. It's not necessarily the fault of the book, I don't think. I think that I could very easily be like, this book is confusing and I don't like it and therefore it is bad. I think this is more the tone at which the book is pitched, is tone the right word? That kind of, everything I've just described is not what I tend to prefer to read. So it's tough going, and it is just shy of 800 pages, the version I'm working off anyway, but I'm getting through it. I'm enjoying the challenge of reading it, and I'm enjoying finishing off the series, and yes. Also realised today that the Black Iron series that I read last week and a bit of this week is the week before. It's not in fact a trilogy, but there are maybe 5 books planned, so need to rethink what I'm doing with that video. But I haven't filmed it yet, so that's fine. I keep saying but very emphatically. But yeah, a couple more days left in the month, and then we're on to next month. I think I'm just gonna leave Animorphs for now. I'm gonna focus on getting through this 800-page book and ending the week positive and happy and strong, because I'm getting to that point. I feel like across this pandemic, at any given point, I've either been physically ill, mentally not very well, or deficient in something, which I guess would come into physically ill, or just stressed, and it's becoming increasingly apparent that either I'm very, very stressed, or there is something not quite right with me. And as I say, I've mentioned my glasses prescription, and that's probably quite a big factor, but yeah, I'm not feeling 100%. I honestly can't predict what's going to happen over the next few weeks, but my voice has gone very gummy. I'm just sort of managing that and hoping I don't have to go to the doctor because I don't want to. That is everything, I think, for today. I'm going to go make a lovely cup of tea and get on with my day. Ahoy! Hi, happy Thursday. Gosh, it's only Thursday. It feels like Friday already, but it isn't. I'm having a very nice day, thank you for asking. You didn't, but I've said thank you anyway. First thing this morning, I had a very nice cup of tea with a work friend who came round to pick up the key to my desk in the office, because in March of 2020, I left the office thinking it would be for 3 weeks, and I have not been back since. But we had a cup of tea outside in the garden. It was very pleasant, lovely weather, very nice, enjoyed it greatly. I'm still reading things. I am on around chapter 21, I think, of The Tyrant Barry Cormoran, which also arrived today, and you can see it in all of its chonky glory. Just to give a bit of context, that is book 2. Can I get at book 1? Come here, you. Oh, no. Everything is fine. Yeah, and that's book 1. Admittedly, book 1 is one of those lightning source ones where the font is very small, but quite the significant difference in length. But yes, I am reading it. I was checking how far through I think I am. Yes, I'm 445 pages through, so I have this much to go. And actually seeing it physically, I feel much better about how much is left to read, because oh boy, was it dragging. Not in terms of the content, but just I like to make progress on things, and when progress is slow, I can get a bit demotivated. But I do think the plot is starting to kind of coalesce now. I think everything's set up. I really hope this is a trilogy, because if there's another book after this, I think I might have to give up, because this is definitely a series that I feel will, kind of like the Dominion of the Fallen series, I think it will build every time you reread it. And I'm not saying I'm planning on rereading this anytime soon, but I would like to in the future, and I'd quite like to do the audiobooks, I think, if I do. That is on the cards for my evening activities today. Other than that, I don't have any reading news or any other life news, really. I'm getting to the point where I can tell you about my next kind of life update, but I can't at the moment, so thank you for your patience on that one and for not speculating. I appreciate it. I'm going to hopefully finish Barry Cormoran today, and if not, we'll keep going, and this will just be a Tyrant reading vlog where I don't talk much about the book in question. I'm going to get on with my afternoon. I'm going to go make a nice cup of tea. I'm going to probably put some laundry outside because the sun has come back out, and we'll get on Hooray! Hello, happy Friday. I may look smiley and joyous, fucking myself in the face, but I've just received an email that's made me incandescent with rage. You know those emails where the moment you read it, your just whole body fills up, my rage meter filled up, and I have to do quite an important task this afternoon, for which I need calm and a logical, steady brain, and I cannot do that if I am filled to the brim with boiling anger. So I thought I would take a moment, update you all on my reading, and we'll move on. I have finished. Will it come out of the shelf? I finished The Tyrant by Seth Dickinson. I've been working on it all week. I don't know why I'm telling you who wrote it. The joy of getting to the acknowledgements and realising this is not in fact a 3-book series, but a 4-book series. And he's like, it's going to take me some time to write the 4th book. I just need to get in the right placement. I'm like, okay, Seth, you do that. I'll just be here. I did think it was pretty good, and I'm pleased there is another book, because I think I would like to reread the series again, and I probably will do that when the 4th book comes out. So that's good, takes a bit of the pressure off. Overall, I had a good time reading it. I wouldn't say it's been my favourite series of all time, but it's definitely had some moments that struck with me. I will say huge content warnings for various things in this book, including eugenics, a lot of talk about tumours and cancer and such, homophobia, all of that stuff. It's very bleak, very dark, but a very powerful story and a really interesting critique of empire, which is something that I didn't necessarily get much before. We have somebody at the door. Okay, real talk, I went to go get the door and then completely forgot that I was in the middle of a vlog segment and went and did like a good half hour of work. Never mind. I just wanted to talk about some book mail that I've received, which is The House of Always, Can He Be Imprisoned for Eternity? This is the 4th book in the A Chorus of Dragons series by Jen Lyons. And let's just plonk this octopus just there. How nice. So I do have a video review for the first 3 books in the series. It's called something like Why You Should Read A Chorus of Dragons, because it's a really good series and I'm excited to get to it. I forgot that I requested this, so it was not on my May TBR, but it will be being read because it is out on the 13th, which is next Thursday? No, Thursday after. I know for a fact that I do not have time to do a reread of the first 3, as much as I would really like to, but thankfully there is a recap in the front of this, and actually this is probably the shortest book in the series so far, I think, so that will be nice, and a bit of a buck of the trend really. They tend to just get longer and longer. So that's on my list to read. Do I kind of want to drop everything and read that now? Obviously, that's what happens whenever I get book mail. I'm going to save that for next week or the week after. I've also started The Ones We're Meant to Find. I'm about 1 chapter into that, so you know, deeply invested, but so far I'm enjoying it. It's very weird. This character washed up on the beach with no friends and building a boat out of scraps, and there's an android of some kind or a robot of some kind. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm intrigued. That's where I'm at with that at the moment. I can't remember what I have and haven't said now, so I'm gonna move on. Go on with the rest of my Friday. I shall come chat with you tomorrow about what I've got up to in the meantime. Ciao. Hello, happy Saturday from me. A cloud, just here to polish out the vlog. I actually did get some reading done yesterday. I don't know why I'm holding it up, I'll put the cover up. I am about 46% of the way through The Ones We're Meant to Find. I don't know what's happening. I'm really enjoying it though. So it's set in the future, and basically I nearly said the environment, but the environment is the word I'm looking for there, has gone terribly wrong, because we all know it's going to. And a bunch of people live in eco-cities, which are kind of like floating cities, and to live there you have to have a certain rank, and if your family was involved in like oil, for example, you would have a much lower rank, and a higher rank. Your numbers would be bad, and thus you would not be allowed to live in the eco-city where you're not at danger of earthquakes or radiation and stuff. And everyone, instead of actually going places, they sit in little pods and they hollow in. It's a bunch of familiar sci-fi ideas tied together. And we have these 2 sisters. We have Kay and Celia. And Kay is in the eco-city searching for her missing sister, Celia, who is the girl I mentioned who is on the island. And yeah, it's really interesting. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. I have inklings. I have ideas of things that I have read a lot of sci-fi, there are only so many ways this can go, has thought about, but I don't want to talk about them here in case they come true and then I've spoiled the book for you. But yeah, it's super weird. And I saw I'm gonna have to find it and put it up, but it was like a meme of the book and then like what is going on. I'm just gonna put the meme up rather than try and explain it. But it's got me nervous for what's coming next. I think it's really well written. I am actually enjoying it much more than I enjoyed Descendant of the Crane. I liked Descendant of the Crane, I just wasn't wild about it, whereas this I'm very much enjoying. So that's what I'm going to finish up the rest of this weekend, but today is a filming day, which is why I look semi-human for an end of a vlog. So I've got to film my April wrap-up, which will be going up on Thursday, I think, by the time you're watching this, and I've got a couple of overbooked things that I want to film, so I will have finished season 2 of Overbooked. I haven't filmed an overbooked video in quite some time, so that will be good to get some stuff done there. Thank you very much for joining me this week. I know I didn't get to Animorphs, but I kind of figured wasn't going to when I realised how long The Tyrant was. There you go. Let me know what you've been up to, what you've been reading. I would love to hear about your week down in the comments below. I'm always interested. Come hang out on Discord. Please do subscribe. It makes me feel loved and appreciated. That's all from me, and I will see you in the next one. It's gonna be some bloopers now. Thank you. Hi, happy Saturday. Oh, no, let's try that again.